So we started covering the Latoshia Daniels trial, which has been one of the quickest trials I think we've covered on this channel. It was less than a week. Latoshia Daniels was a mistress of a pastor. She got upset about the relationship they were having and having some issues, and she found him and put about 5 rounds into his chest, also ended up shooting his wife. The man died, and now she was on trial for murder. So allegedly and apparently, she was the one who started this whole entire thing. She was upset. As she said, she went and she premeditated buying a gun. She went to his house and confronted him about it. And now Latoshia Daniels has been found guilty. We're going to get into when the verdict was actually being read, what happened here in one of the quickest open and shut case I think we've seen on this channel. Check this out from News 3.
The jury find the defendant guilty of second-degree murder.
A week-long trial comes to an end with a guilty verdict as Latoshia Daniels is convicted of second-degree murder in the death of Pastor Brodus Perry. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Hurst. A jury delivered the verdict a little after 6:30 tonight, finding Daniels guilty on 2 counts of the indictment and not guilty of the third. WREG's Raven Copeland has reaction.
A jury of your peers has found you guilty.
After 2 hours of deliberations, a jury found Latoshia Daniels guilty in the shooting death of Brodus Perry and the shooting of his wife Tabitha in 2019. Daniels was found not guilty of employment of a firearm during a felony. The 46-year-old was convicted of second-degree murder and reckless endangerment. Throughout the trial, Daniels' attorneys never denied that she shot Perry or his wife, but said it was a crime of passion fueled by Perry's alleged manipulation.
That's why we did push for that voluntary manslaughter and the reckless endangerment, because she was under such emotional distress when this happened that she was not thinking clearly.
No. Stop the cap. She planned this. She went to him. She got upset and then she shot him. Second-degree murder. Lock her up. I don't want her on the streets.
However, the prosecution argued that Daniels' decision to purchase a gun and drive 2.5 hours from Arkansas to Memphis was proof of premeditation.
We had proved that it was a knowing killing of another person, but we just didn't quite get there on premeditation. And like I said, we can disagree with it and respect it at both at the same time.
After Friday's verdict, your news leader asked the defense how Daniels felt after her conviction.
I think she's a little bit in shock. I think she's struggling with the idea that she's going to probably have to spend at least another decade in prison. But I think she also understands that, this happened for a reason.
Reporting for your news leader from 201 Poplar, Raven Copeland, WREG, News Channel 3.
And we're going to get into the full statement from her attorneys here. What do y'all think about her getting second degree over everything else? Yes, she was manipulated by this man. Yes, she was deceived. But she was clearly emotionally distraught. She was upset. She shot this man out, wanted to confront him. She brought a gun with her. Seems like an easy first-degree murder to me. I think, again, the jury made the right decision. Is there enough evidence to show that she was in a place to where she could have been thinking clearly and thought this out? I think that's probably why the jury went with second degree over first degree. We're going to hear from her attorneys here, and they're going to give a great explanation and paint this all in a beautiful light for Latoshia Daniels, even though I think she should be locked up for a long time. Here's what they had to say.
I mean, I have mixed feelings. From day one, we believe that this was a voluntary manslaughter. We believe count 2, the reckless, was criminal intent reckless homicide was a fair verdict, and we were happy about the not guilty verdict on count 3. So again, we always thought that this was a crime of passion and that there was adequate provocation based upon his manipulation and the things that he did to her during the course of their relationship.
And you all called Latoshia Daniels to testify. Tell me what was the things that you guys thought about when you made that decision.
There was so much of this story that only Latoshia could tell. The police only had so much information, and Tabitha Perry did not have a lot of this information. So there was all of these gaps that there was no explanation for that Latasha had to be the one to fill in for the jury. But also, she wanted to tell her story to this jury. She wanted them to understand how she felt when this was happening. And that's why we did push for that voluntary manslaughter and the reckless endangerment, because she was under such emotional distress when this happened that she was not thinking clearly.
And you want to let this person out of jail? Nah, I'm good, man. Imagine you not knowing who Latoshia Daniels is. She gets out of jail in 10, 15 years or so, and you're going on the date with the lady that Swiss cheesed her former lover. Y'all want this lady out on the streets? I don't.
When you go to sentencing, will you push the fact that she has no criminal record and try and see if you can get, I think it carries 15 to 25 years, will you try and push for the lower end of that due to no criminal record in the past?
Absolutely. So second-degree murder in Tennessee has, for someone with no prior criminal history, has two potential ranges of punishment. There's a mitigated range that carries 13.5 years. And then there is a standard range one offender for someone with no prior felonies. That carries 15 to 25 years. We will absolutely be arguing that a woman who is 46 years old and has absolutely no criminal history and has done so much to try to better those around her while she was incarcerated. She wrote a book for incarcerated mothers. She wrote a book for the children of incarcerated mothers. She has lived her life trying to help people. What happened?
What, bruh? For real? I mean, I get their defense attorneys, but we're not buying this. Come on, man.
Incarcerated mothers. She has lived her life trying to help people. What happened on April the 4th of 2019 was not the actions that ever would have happened with Latoshia Daniels if she was not in that state of distress.
And how is she feeling? I know you guys have probably been able to talk to her. How is she feeling right now?
I mean, go ahead.
I think she's a little bit in shock.
Yeah.
I think she's struggling with the idea that she's going to probably have to spend at least another decade in prison. But I think she also understands that, you know, this happened for a reason, and the way she handled her previous incarceration, I think she's going to be fine.
Could that prior prison time count towards?
Oh, absolutely. Whatever jail time she had, jail credit she had built up, that'll count toward the ultimate sentence she'll receive in Division 2.
I know you weren't the original attorney on this, but since you've worked with it, what has it been like as you've worked through it, what you've discovered? Has it been like peeling back an onion, or when you got it, was it really already mostly there? The evidence and the proof.
So like I said, this has been a very unique type of case that we talked to the jury about that day one, in that there's actually a disparity of information in our favor in this case, which is very, very unusual. So a lot of the discovery was not disputed information. Where the dispute came was from the mental state, and that could only come from Latasha.
I think the other big point that needs to be emphasized here is, you know, a lot of times in our society, we only view abuse as physical. And in this case, this really highlighted the mental abuse that she went through with this person that took advantage of her. I mean, he was supposed to be her therapist, and he knew her deepest, darkest secrets, and he used that against her, especially with her being a person that had prior mental health issues.
Attorney Horn,
So
I
get her off the street.
apologize if this has been asked. Has she spoken to the pastor's wife since the shooting? And if so, what was that conversation like?
I don't think she's ever.
She wouldn't have been legally allowed to. There would have been bond conditions and other court order prohibitions against contact.
Has she expressed any interest in reaching out to her and apologizing
That would be
or
weird.
having a conversation with her?
I think that's something that probably will be addressed at sentencing, and just knowing Latasha, getting to know her and the person that she is, I'm almost 99% sure that she will write a letter or make statements to Tabitha about her actions and apologizing for her actions. Because even in their banter back and forth, she was, you know, she didn't want to shoot her. She never meant to shoot her, and she was shocked. I think Tabitha was shocked when she was shot.
Yeah.
And Latasha has been genuinely remorseful in all of our communications with her. Not just as to Tabitha, but even as to Brodus. Like, this is a weight that she carries every day.
Is she getting mental health therapy in jail, and do you think that therapy is adequate?
She's been out of custody. She has been getting mental health help, and I know that I'm confident that she will continue to get mental health help, and I hope that they offer adequate services, but we won't know until time shows.
How much time did she spend in jail before the trial?
About 4 years. So she's got a little time under her belt.
Will that count toward the sentence?
Yes.
Time served, you think?
No.
No?
It will count as jail credit, but that will
No.
not cover the range of exposure.
Yeah, exactly. And not with second-degree murder either. Let me know what y'all think about this in the comments in the chat. Did the jury get it right? Should it have been first degree? What about the manslaughter? I want to know what y'all's opinion is. And to think that Latasha is going to be back on the streets is wild to me. Let me know what y'all think.